What's going on, America? This is Kevin in Kevin's Corner. I guess I'm on the road today. A lot of thoughts running through my head, trying to make sense of nonsense. I've been thinking. And I was talking to a friend. By the way, when I'm doing this, guys, I'm not imitating Stevie Wonder, and I'm also not looking over my shoulder because I'm worried about somebody attacking me. It's just a mannerism, okay? It's kind of like sometimes when I talk, I might do something like this. You know, it's not because my hands are dirty or sweaty. It's just the way I process information, okay? But anyway, nonetheless, I'll try to stay focused and very erect, but I'd rather you let me be me. So what I'm saying is I was thinking about the media, and I talk to all type of people in my personal life that, you know, they started off not really aware and engaged in politics. So they approached it very casually. And oftentimes just was subject to buy into some of the narratives that either has been passed down through just the culture that a lot of black people live in, or passed down through the liberal media or just the Democrats. And surprisingly, a lot of the people that's close to me, after they stop and start to listen and really pay attention to the media and the biases and the narratives that they push, they've come to the conclusion that the left or the liberal media is fake news. It's great when you start talking to people that you see the transition and they've concluded that, yeah, I see it now. My eyes have been opened. I can't believe it took me this long to see how fake the news is, the liberal media, how corrupt the Democrats are, how crooked they are. And so we were talking about watching some of these fake news networks and how they try to manipulate their audiences. And I thought to myself, first of all, I know they hate black conservatives. They hate people who speak out, minorities who speak out against their propaganda, against their lies, because we are, in my opinion, the biggest enemy to the left. A black minority conservative is reckless to them. They're going, oh man, they have the power to blow up our whole narrative because they're not walking around saying, woe is me, I'm a victim, and how could you guys support Donald Trump and all the Republicans, they're racist, and you guys, if you support them, you're a sellout, you're Uncle Tom, you're a coon. If they're not walking around saying that stuff and they actually calling out all of our garbage that we're spewing all over the place on the microphone every day as we sit and make millions of dollars just vomiting up nothing but lies all over the mic. If we don't subscribe to that, then we become dangerous. They're saying, I don't want other black people or minorities as a whole to listen to these people. And I was kind of joking, and I was like, man, I was saying some jokes about Chucky Schumer today, and you know, I talked about Joy Reid. I mean, I don't care. I call them all. I ain't scared of them. They can't beat me. But nonetheless, I was saying, man, I hope they don't be like, who is this guy? You know, we're going to have to get we got to muddy him up. We got to find some dirt on this guy. You know, so I'm always watching out for over my shoulder for Chucky and the boys and making sure they're there. But I don't care. I'm going to keep on dropping it hot. So I thought to myself, what would the liberal media report on if they could not use identity politics? That's a good question. They lack diversity. They lack the substance and the ability to report real news. If you take away their biggest element of success, in their opinion, you leave them with nothing. They would have to literally report news. They would be stuck. They can't enter a debate without bringing in identity politics. They can't just give a regular news story without using some type of blame or shame in it. I mean, they might have a small segment reporting on stuff that you just obviously have to call it what it is. There was an earthquake today in Mexico, and there was an accident on I-75. But aside from that, reporting on anything that deals with what's going on in our society or what's going on in politics, their whole game is always, let's find the victimized person in this scenario. Let's shame or point the finger at somebody and say that there's a group out there that everything they believe in and everything they push in society is motivated by some type of ism, schism, hate, some type of warped sense of reality, some type of seediness, sinisterness, all of that stuff. That is what they do. See, the news, the liberal media, have to learn to be diverse. I am ambidextrous. I can use right and left hand, almost equally, same thing with my feet. And I found out late in the game that I was able to play certain games and benefit off of having a left and a right hand. When you're playing an opponent that you know they only have one weapon, they're easy to defeat. So if you take away that weapon, then they're done. So when I would play volleyball, I would have the setter shoot, I would hit right-handed, and after a while, my enemies got wind of it. They're like, all right, just go up, block the right hand. Well, guess what I would do? I'd go up, fake with the right, boom, hit with the left. And they like, oh, snap. So you want to do it that way. You go left and right. Same thing with boxing. I can box right-handed, box left, throw your opponent off, show y'all your diversity. But when you look at CNN, MSNBC, I turn on those stations every day and I automatically know what I'm going to hear. A lot of rhetoric about how corrupt the Donald Trump presidency is and how racist and how wicked everybody is and how they hate all of the interest groups out there and they want to destroy us and all of that stuff. I know exactly what they're going to do. I'm going to block your right hand every time because I know you can't hit left CNN, MSNBC. You got to learn how to switch it up sometime. And that is why people call you fake news. When they look at 90% of your reporting is negative about the president. And you trying to tell me you're diverse. You're trying to tell me, oh, I can hit with either hand, but you can't. So when I was joking, well, I wasn't joking. When I said Joy Reid need to get in the ring and debate with Tucker Carlson, she will get destroyed because she's not diverse enough to debate with him without bringing in their secret weapon. The go-to. You're a racist. Yeah. You hate people. You're a nationalist. You're a white nationalist. Instead, debate on facts. Convince me. You know what? I would be willing to consider some things if you can present practical information without entering in racism, sexism, or any other schism, and without questioning my moral character. Debate me on something where I say, you know what? I'm going to line up the facts and the logic on this end and on that end and come to a conclusion based on that. Not based on you trying to shame me at the end of the conversation. And by the way, if you don't agree with me, then you must be evil. You must be, something's wrong with you. Yeah. So, bottom line. Fake news. If you're listening, I'm just going to call them all fake news. Whoever that, fake news out there. And let me tell you something. It ain't you unless it's you. And I know that all those people on TV that's spewing this garbage, getting paid to speak this type of garbage, they know they're fake news. But what really hurts is they don't even believe what they're spewing. But the problem is the people watching it buys into it. At the end of the day, it's like, and cut. That's a wrap, everybody. Get this mic off me. I'm getting out of here. Yeah, this is a nothing burger. I can't believe I had to spend 2 hours in the studio talking about Mexican immigrants. And, you know, this is crazy. We got too many immigrants here already. They're probably going home saying some of the same stuff that a lot of Americans are saying. But when they get on TV and action, can you believe that this administration would just separate us based off of race and cut? Man, you know what? We got too many people from other countries over in this mug, man. I was just riding down the street. So my point is they're not real. They're not real news. And I hope America can see through it and hold them accountable. When you're listening to that, say, okay, why every time I turn on one of these fake news stations, the only thing I hear is negativity? They go out of their way to find something negative to say about Trump, about conservatives, anything. They will find and make up something if it's not there. even if it makes them sound completely illogical and ridiculous, because that's their job. They're getting paid to do that. They're not diverse. And if you take away that weapon, then you leave them with nothing. It's like pinning one arm behind the back and they only right-handed. They're like, man, I can't do nothing with, I need both arms, but I ain't got another arm because you pinned it behind my back. I'm useless now. You know, you take this one away, I can't do nothing because I don't have this one. So I encourage them, if they ever want to win back some credibility, which I doubt at this point is ruined. But anyway, if they ever attempt to do it, they need to go ahead and become more diverse. Show us that you're diverse. Yeah. Talk about all kind of stuff. So you've been listening to Kevin at Kevin's Corner. People always ask, well, you know what? Everybody who supports Donald Trump, they act like he can't do anything wrong. And they're so over the top with their support for Trump. And it's not that we're over the top with our support for Trump, but we have to support our voting decision and match it to the aggression and the propaganda and the lies from the left to destroy Trump. And by them doing that, attempting to destroy Trump, indirectly what they're doing is attacking all the voters' choices. Therefore, us as Trump supporters have to equip ourselves with knowledge, with data, with information, and with reasoning to be able to combat that. And to those on the left, it might seem like we're radical. But frankly, conservatives hate to argue about this stuff. We'd rather go on about our lives. But when we see an aggressive attempt to undermine the presidency and all those that voted for him, to get him out of office, all of these attempts, then of course, instead of doing like the left, marching and screaming and falling out, I can't believe we've won, yelling at the stars, why? Having a fit and a tantrum change. I can't never, every time I vote, nobody, you know how kids are over the top with their, I can't never do nothing. Never, really. I can't never have no fun. Instead of doing all of that, conservatives just have discussions. We bring facts. We bring some reasoning. We debate. We don't call you names. We don't challenge you to fights in the middle of the street. We don't go to your little rallies that you have and bust down the doors with masks on and start fighting and spray painting people. We don't do that stuff. We just say, look, man, we're going to express how we feel, beat you with this, and let the chips fall where they may. Now, you've been listening to Kevin at Kevin's Corner. Look here, liberal fake media. Diversify, man. Diversify. God bless you. If you are in Kevin's Corner, hit like, share this video, and we will talk to you soon in Kevin's Corner. Check out the links below, and we'll meet up again. Hey, I'm telling you, it hit my head. I gotta spew it out. Okay. All right. God bless. Let me see me looking around. All right. Yeah, okay, everybody. I ain't looking because I'm scared of my neighborhood. I'm looking for Chuck. He might be after me, y'all, based on what I said earlier in my video.